Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. So today we're going to talk about Q&A and all the top questions that you guys have on the channel that I want to go ahead and answer, and reading a couple hate comments because so let's go down into it. So a little intro. My name is Nico Murillo. If you guys are new here to the channel, welcome. I live full-time in my Tesla Model Y 2021. I've been doing so since May 23rd, 2024 this year. So I'm on about month number 4. A little bit of background. In April, I was laid off at Tesla. I was working as a production supervisor. I was there for 5 years, and I was making $120,000 a year. I got a personal email while I was on my way to work. Very controversial because, you would think they would give you more of a heads up. But it was at 1 o'clock in the morning and they sent the email. Came to work at 5 in the morning, tried my badge, and I found out that I was laid off. And yeah, I wasn't working there anymore. So I then went home, posted my layoff experience on LinkedIn, and that got like 7 million views. And then as soon as you know it, I was getting monetized from posting a YouTube video. And then I found out I was making money, and I was making enough to cover living expenses. And so I decided to kind of like leave the working world because I worked at GNC as a store manager. And then since I didn't have the overhead cost of rent and all that, because to rewind it back, in May, I had sold my house. It was a $1.2 million house with my family. I lived there with my little brother and my parents, and it was a lakeside home. It was our dream home, and it was in the Central Valley in California. And so I worked in Fremont, so it was a little bit close. But, since being laid off, one income is deleted from the income source, and my parents wanted to retire early, so we decided to sell the home, and that's pretty much how we sold the house. And then I started living in the car in May 23rd, 2024, and then I've been doing it full-time since then. I worked at GNC as a store manager for about a couple months, and then I figured out, I'm getting paid from YouTube, man. I don't have to work a job anymore. So we're self-employed, so we do make income. Anyways, regardless, we're gonna get into Q&A. First question is from Cats in Hats. How long did it take you to get used to road life, and do you feel you're well adjusted now more and enjoying it than in the beginning? So I would say, how did I get used to it? My first month was hard. I had to figure out my bed frame, what I needed, because at first it was basically like really hard to sleep on, because when you sleep on just the bedding itself, like the frame of the car, it's really lumpy, so it goes up and down. So I tried a wood panel and all that, so in essence it took me about a month to get used to it. But then I started searching up van life people and how they kind of like make their living, and I found out that you can make it possible. I found out how to get a water system. I used a Dometic water pump. Bed frame I bought from Terraglide, from terraglide.com. It's specifically made for the Model Y. In essence, it took me a month, but then I found out like where to shower, which I go to gyms. And then I also learned that you could park at hotels if they don't have permits. And that really helped out a lot, because just park at the hotel, you got the bathroom, when you need to go number 2 in the middle of the night, or whatever like that, right? Next question. From Jenny K. Where would you settle down once your adventures are over? Have you thought about it? If so, what state would it be? Man, I really want to get out of California, to be honest. And just because, one is like taxes, and 2, it's like the housing there, even rent is like expensive. I don't pay the rent, right? But, like you said, if I thought about it, settling down and stuff like that, it definitely wouldn't be in California. I've always grown up in California my entire life. So if you guys are watching from other states, you don't realize how good you guys have it with rent, because rent in California is skyrocketing. The weather's good there, but yeah, because other states have harsh weather, and I would really have to think about where I want to actually make my stay. So I don't know. I'm not sure, but definitely not California, because housing. And once I eventually do go in a house or an apartment, whatever, it's got to be cheaper. Basic Beach Community says, what do you think about Elon Musk now that he fired you in an email. Oh my gosh. So it was getting juicy. So yeah, I used to work at Tesla for 5 years. I was a production supervisor. And what do I think about Elon now that he fired me? From the comment, he didn't fire me technically. I got laid off due to like internal stuff like budget cuts, right? And when a company needs to cut costs, one of the top things is labor, right? So I get it. Getting laid off is quite normal in the working world from all the comments that I've read from you guys. But what I do know is that it gave me the opportunity to do YouTube full time. And without me getting laid off from Tesla, I wouldn't have been making a living from doing YouTube, like shooting a video like this. So in essence, what do I think about Elon? I love Elon. He's a great guy because he's making the world a more sustainable world to live in for next generations to come. It's more than just us, right? It's for the generations after us, right? And so what he's trying to do with with Starlink, with Tesla, with SpaceX, stuff like that, I still honor him for doing all that he does. So he didn't technically lay me off. It was just because of budget cuts or whatever like that, right? Kalato on the channel. What's up, man? If you could eat anything without any health fitness-related consequences, what would you eat? You mentioned playing semi-pro football. Share about your journey. I played semi-pro football. I was a running back, but also I was a running back in high school. I had back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing seasons, which was very exciting. If you want to watch it, it's on my YouTube at 9Nico4. It's my other channel that I created when I was in seventh grade. I always love football and stuff, so that's my thing. Go Niners. If you guys don't like the Niners, you can go step on a Lego. If I could eat anything, what would it be? I really love In-N-Out. In-N-Out burger, that's my jam right there. If you guys have In-N-Out, I am down for that. Burgers and fries. I get a double, animal style with 2 fries. Tim John Cahoot, sorry. How much is your electricity bill from the car since you're living in it now? So if you download the PlugShare app, it's an app that shows you a map of all the free chargers in the area, no matter where you're at. But it's only like at specific spots. So it's like a Google map. And then I didn't know about it until Everyday Sandro put it up on his channel. And now I saved hundreds of dollars on supercharging or on charging in general. So if you go on the PlugShare app, there's a toggle there for free. I paid $139 last month in September for just charging alone. And usually I would spend like $300. So it saved me, a couple $100. The Mike Cole 1. Why keep mode and not camp mode? Okay, so keep mode keeps the car running at like 70 degrees the whole night, hypothetically, right? 70 degrees, 72, even though it's outside at 39 degrees. Now, keep mode keeps the car on, whereas camp mode disengages the surveillance cameras on your vehicle, on your Tesla. So if you're sleeping, you want the cameras on, obviously, right? So I don't know why keep mode keeps it on and then camp mode turns it off. Like if you're camping in the car, obviously you need surveillance cameras, right? It's just very obvious. So those are the two differences of the spectrum. JKVK20, that's a very cool name. Sip my coffee real quick. Okay. You're only saying these things because you got laid off and can't get a job that pays similar to what you made at Tesla. If a company reached out and offered you $150,000 a year in salary, would you jump on it? So, funny story, I actually interviewed before I made the leap to do YouTube full time. I actually interviewed with a company, small company that I won't name, but it was about $100,000 a year. It was in California. The interview was going really well, and they were actually saying in terms like, oh yeah, when you do this, when you come in, when you get here, it's like, oh, does that mean I got it? Because I used to be a supervisor. I know how to lead people. I know how to talk to people. I know how to understand a group and kind of lead them in the right direction, how to develop people, deliver accountability, all those great things, right? that someone wants for a supervisor. And yeah, I turned it down. So in essence, I mean, it was a comparable salary to what I was making, and I decided to do YouTube full time instead, follow my dreams, and here we are. At Way Neon, is your roof glass cracked? In fact, it very is much cracked. I tried to, well, first of all, I bought the car and the roof glass was already cracked in the rear right-hand side. I don't know how or why, but I made a mistake. I tried to install my roof rack without instructions, and so I tightened it down in the wrong spot, and it cracked completely across the whole thing. So now I have 2 cracks, even better. No plans on repairing it just yet. It's not leaking, so I think it's about a $2,000 fix. I don't want to report it to insurance because they're going to increase my rates, which I don't want. At Jazz in Motion, who is we? We is, I always speak in terms of we, like you guys and me inside certain places. So you guys are in a sense part of me. So I like to call us we. So yeah, you guys, the subscribers, and me. We're on this journey together. At KH5322. Man, I mean, how can you live like that a year, 3 years, 8 years? It's not sustainable at all. And all the things you mentioned, people can still do living in a home. I think you're going to live in a car than a van. Still makes more sense in long term. Model Y is just too small for it. Thank you, KH, for the info. It is small. I'm not going to lie. It is tiny. If you take a look at this, I mean, the head height is really a problem, an issue. And a van would be pretty cool, but it keeps the car 70 degrees the whole night. I don't have to worry about gas, maintenance. The last maintenance thing I got, man, was tires. And I don't have to get oil changes and all that. So, but if they made a van that was electric and that could plug into any Tesla, I might consider that. Because that's a really cool feature. But it's all paid off entirely. I paid it off a couple months ago, so I don't have to worry about making payments on this thing. At One Life Lexi, what happened to managing GNC? GNC I had left in August, and I had decided to do YouTube full time. So, and I make, a couple $1,000s a month off of YouTube. And yeah, so we're making a good living because I don't have rent. So $1,600, $1,700, and $1,000. It's good enough for me, right? I don't need much. At Rocks Mash Ronin 3822. What fridge did you end up getting? Okay, so the fridge I ended up getting was a Tesla fridge. I will actually show it to you right now. Okay, so this is the fridge that I got. It is a fridge that fits in the sub trunk, and it's really cool because when you open this, it has all of what you need, and it stays 35 degrees the whole time. Currently plug it into an outlet. My external battery pack. R. Chambrot says, "Hi man, what stocks are you investing in?" I'm investing in VOO consistently. It's the S&P 500. It comprises of 500 of the top U.S. stocks in the U.S. That one I consistently invest in. VOO, it's a Vanguard one, and Tesla. So those are the 2 main ones. I have Apple, Microsoft, and I also have a bunch of other stocks, but those are the main contributors that I consistently invest in every month. At Native 722, you ever worry about your safety while living in your car? How long do you plan on living in the car? I don't know how long I'm going to live in the car. And safety, I do have a taser in here. So hypothetically, if someone wants to come in and come in and break the car, I got a taser. But I do worry about safety every night. At Alexa Lee 3, why live in a Tesla? Why not sell the car or trade it in for a cheaper car and maybe an easier car to live in with some cash to help with maintenance or down payment on an apartment? I don't want an apartment just yet. I like traveling. Traveling is my passion, and living in the car is actually my passion too. So, and I get to do YouTube full time on living in the Tesla. So, in short, I don't want to live in an apartment just yet. I really enjoy what I'm doing right now, and I get to create content out of it. I get a kick out of it. It's fun. At Robert William 9558. Nico, how did you afford an $8,000 per month mortgage? Like I said, I lived in the house with my brother and my parents and me, so it was not just myself, but also my parents and my little brother. So we combined all our income at the time and was able to afford that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the video for the Q&A. I know it was kind of a long one, but I just want to answer you guys' questions in a video. And if you guys want to support more, go ahead and head to my Patreon, patreon.com/Nico Murillo. You can support $5, $10, or $15 a month. You do get weekly uploaded videos that are pre-uploaded before they release on Thursdays at 5 p.m. And if you guys want to support the channel, also I have Venmo at Nico Murillo 94. I'm a full-time YouTuber living inside the Tesla. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate y'all. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll catch you later.